Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy says 10 million people are without power after the latest wave of Russian strikes.
Yeah, these blackouts come as winter sets in and temperatures plummet across the country.
Joining us now from Dnipro, Ukraine, is CBS News foreign correspondent Chris Livesay. So, Chris, what is the latest we know about these Russian airstrikes targeting Ukraine's energy facilities?
Yeah, hi, Elena, Michelle. Well, the latest is that it's still dark and now it's getting extremely cold. The first snow of winter started yesterday and it is very cold and frigid, and that's significant because the energy infrastructure has been hit. So not only does that mean people's lights go out, it means they can't power their stoves, they can't power their heaters. In a lot of places, they don't even have drinkable water because they need the electricity in order to purify it. So it's pretty miserable conditions, especially in places like Kherson, which is a newly liberated city. Pardon me. So people there have a lot to celebrate, but when the Russians left that area, they sabotaged the grid. So people are living in rather primitive conditions, to put it pretty bluntly, again, without water, without electricity, and without heating. This bombardment continues day after day. We witnessed the aftermath right here in Dnipro, where we are, yesterday when a missile landed in a very populated area. We were approached by people who begged us. One elderly woman in particular, she came up to us and told us, you know, my mother is Russian, but I was born in Ukraine. I need to tell the world, please close the skies. Please close the skies. And this is something Ukrainians have been begging the international community for ever since this war began, specifically NATO, because they know that NATO isn't going to roll in here with troops because Ukraine is not a NATO country. But as Ukrainians see it, the skies have no borders. And we saw that very clearly when one missile strayed into Polish territory earlier this week and killed 2 people there. In fact, ever since then, many Ukrainians are now hoping that NATO will use this as a reason to finally close the skies as a defensive measure, to fly planes, to surveil the area, and to make it difficult, if not impossible, for Russian forces to bombard this territory. And as we've seen, have some of those missiles stray into NATO countries.
That's right, Chris, a brilliant point there. In other news, Russia and Ukraine have also agreed to extend a grain export deal brokered by the UN and Turkey. Could that be a sign Russia is pivoting towards more diplomatic relations with Ukraine?
Yeah, Michelle, personally, I doubt it. And the reason is because this is just an extension of a deal that was already in place. It's a deal that works out for both Ukraine and for Russia. They're 2 of the biggest exporters of grain in the world. It's one reason why our food prices back home in America have skyrocketed ever since the war kicked off here, because it's just completely destabilized international markets for food, not to mention the supply chain of food for people in developing countries who desperately depend on the grain that comes from the Black Sea, which is shared by both Russia and Ukraine. Also because diplomatic relations, to some extent, have never gone away between Russia and Ukraine. They've used brokers like Turkey, they've used brokers like the United Nations. They've also, on some level, negotiated directly when it comes to prisoner swaps. It's the kind of thing that happens with a degree of regularity here in Ukraine and in Russia. So I don't see this as any real change from the norm. And the ball remains in Russia's court. If they want to negotiate, all they have to do is stop bombing Ukraine.
Yeah, they started the war, they could end it. Chris Livesay in Dnipro, thank you.